Welcome to the final episode of Sonic Forces. Today, we take down Infinite.
Pathetic little hedgehog. Even with the Phantom Ruby weakened, I still have enough power to smash you into blue jelly. I'll show you how outclassed you really are.
I'm in a class all my own. Time to put up or shut up, Infinite.
So earlier in this series, I said that Infinite had problems, and this is kind of where we start to see them, because Infinite is very undercooked. I want you to see that this is the final boss fight, or I want you to understand, rather, this is the final boss fight we're doing with Infinite, ever. This is it. This is his conclusion. This is his final fight. And you'll probably notice something. This fight is a reskin of the Metal Sonic fight that we've already done, that I already said wasn't that interesting. Now, we just have Sonic in the beginning, but later on, we're going to get the Avatar, and it'll be insanely similar to the Metal Sonic boss fight we did earlier in the game. This is... okay, I understand that it is, you know, a reskin that has additions, like this attack right here. That's an addition, that's new. But none of them do enough to make it feel like it's entirely new or interesting. And it's really sad that from a gameplay perspective, the final fight with our new villain is so underwhelming.
You're done for, Sonic. The Phantom Ruby's energy is recharged. Perish along with your useless friends.
My friends got me this far, and together, we're gonna win.
I want to make this clear. If it was easy and new, I wouldn't have a problem with this, because I don't necessarily have an issue with the final fight with this guy being easy. Like, that's not where my problem lies. I'm actually pretty lenient on that type of thing. My issue comes primarily from the fact that it's just a reskin. And it feels so... it just feels like they needed a boss fight, and this is the best they could do. That's what this feels like. And, you know, it just really adds to the fact that Infinite is not that interesting of a villain. He doesn't change. He's not, like, inherently, you know, interesting enough to just play off of the fact that he is who he is, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think from the get-go Infinite is intriguing enough to just be a good villain based, you know, who he is. And the backstory he gets, which we'll go over in the bonus episode of the series, doesn't help. And his disappearance immediately after this boss fight, because he just vanishes. I'll kind of spoil this right now. He goes like, oh, I'm not weak, and then I can still fight, whatever, and then he just goes away, and we don't see him again. Like, it's such an underwhelming final confrontation with the new big bad villain that it's genuinely saddening. Because, like, they could have done anything with him, and he just, like, disappears in a puff of smoke. For all intents and purposes, that is what happens. It's just another way, like, this was totally rushed. They say it wasn't, but there are so many things pointing to it. This is one of them.
Impossible. I cannot be defeated.
Wrong, loser. The things that can't be defeated are heart, soul, and the bonds of friendship. Three things you and your counterfeit cronies lack.
No, wait. I can still fight.
You never fail to surprise me, Sonic. I didn't believe Infinite could lose. Victory will be so much sweeter when I defeat you. Don't think this is over yet, you blue nuisance. My plan just went into overtime.
we have one last classic Sonic level to go through, Iron Fortress, and this is the worst one. This is the worst one. There's reasons for it. One, I think the general platforming in this level, just design-wise, isn't particularly good. You'll notice it's very blocky and kind of like a lot of the other levels that have been cropping up in the final portions of this game. There's like nothing interesting going on here. This doesn't feel like, you know, much of Sonic, really. And this one gets it probably the worst, but also these are back, and they're very weird. And I generally wouldn't have a problem with them if not for this section right here, because yeah, we have in a Sonic game an auto-scroller. What? Like, how? Okay. I don't understand why. This goes so far against everything that Sonic is. And I get it. I understand. They want people to go slower and actually, you know, do these platforming challenges. And it'll make these little red box things a little bit more of a scary concept, I guess. But it's an auto-scroller. Do not put these in Sonic ever again, please. Because it inhibits your speed so much. Like, this was terrible. This was a terrible decision, and this level was terrible. I make it seem kind of fine because I know what I'm doing, but it's terrible. It is genuinely, like, one of the worst levels in the game, and it's actually kind of long. Especially if you are doing it for the first time. Like, this can be long, this can be really arduous, and it's just terrible. It's garbage. I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. It also kind of suffers from a similar problem that the Avatar level I was talking about earlier did, where the background's kind of busy. But classic Sonic in this case pops out from it enough to the point where I really don't have a problem with that. But I guess in some scenarios it might make some things hard to see that are in the foreground. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's really that big of a problem in this level, but hey. Whatever. We're coming up towards the end. I want to stop talking about it. I want to stop thinking about it. So, we're cutting this level out of my mind for life. I'm done. I hate it. No more. But yeah, that is one of the final stages in the game. In fact, it is the second to last real stage in the game, because it's what, stage 28, 29 is next, and 30 is going to be a boss fight, so yeah, that's fun. They kind of, my headcanon for how they decided to place that in this game was, you know, people are going to want to stop playing the game immediately after they finish that classic Sonic level. So we have to make it the second to last stage in the game, so people are like, I hate this game, but I'm so close. So that's kind of, that's my headcanon. But yeah, the stage isn't too bad. There's really not a whole lot going on here, so it would be hard for it to actually be bad. I actually kept in a failed attempt because I wanted to show you a funny little death animation, because why not? You know, I haven't shown off the death animation in the first place, and this one's a little special. There's actually an instant kill obstacle right here. These rolling spike things are instant kill. So I kind of wanted to show it off just for funsies, because look at that. Sonic's just flailing. It's crazy. But yeah, the stage, again, there's not a whole lot going on. If you've ever played Sonic Colors, I think most people have. Sonic Colors is kind of got a very similar thing going on, where you are just running down a straight linear pathway, and it's very, very similar here. There's even some funky wonky gravity mumbo jumbo going on, and it's very reminiscent, and trust me, that's not gonna stop at just this level. But anyway, we're gonna save that for later. Right here, this is the second half of the level, and it's really not bad. It is kind of an arena. This is the first time we actually have to use the avatar in this level. just break these. Use whatever avatar ability you have to break these. Using the burst twist spawn is probably the best idea here, because you can just stand and keep shooting and just jump over these things really, really easily. It's not a problem. Really, it's not a problem. I can get hit here a lot more than I actually should, because I'm not really playing it safe. You can do a homing attack there as well. It's really, there's a lot of ways to take care of this, and it's not a problem. They give you enough rings. There's only 3 of them, so you should not have a problem here. And then we end off the stage by going down an exploding pathway and doing a double boost. Ending dramatically, I guess. That is the final stage in the game. Really short, not super special, but hey, I guess it builds up tension for the final boss, which is, you know, that's something. I have to give credit where credit is due, and that's something. This big fat, you know, running away from the explosion scene, it's tense, it makes me go, ooh, danger, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I try to look for the silver lining in most situations, and sometimes it can get really hard. That one's, I mean, that level's just fine. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm hating on it or anything. There's just not a whole lot there to grasp onto. But anyway, the final boss versus the Death Egg robot. It ends now.
We did it! Eggman's army is officially butt-kicked. We won! Come on, now what? Can we ever just win and have that be the end of it?
Look!
Gotcha! The fortress reactor was just a decoy. A true winner always keeps his trump card hidden until the end.
Sonic, what's going on? There aren't less enemies, there's more!
What? How can it be so many?
Confirmed sightings indicate Shadow, Metal Sonic, Zavok, Chaos, Infinite. Thousands of them.
What have you done?
I merely incorporated the Phantom Ruby into this Death Egg robot.
But that means the Phantom Ruby no longer has a vulnerable energy supply. It's an invulnerable ruby?
A good deduction, Tails. This Death Egg robot has... No! I have surpassed Infinite to become the complete and ultimate form! You will be crushed by this Death Egg robot powered by the Phantom Ruby, and in the end, everything will still be just as I planned!
Your plan will end like all your plans do, with you sitting in a pile of busted robot parts wondering how you failed so badly. Let's get him.
This is it, the final fight. And let me say this right now, I really don't think this needed to be called the Death Egg robot. Like, this is visually unique, this could have stood on its own merits, and just giving it the name the Death Egg robot for the sake of, I don't know, calling back, I don't think it was worth it. I think it was kind of a negative choice in the end. But anyway, this boss fight is an amalgamation of boss fights we've had in the past. And I don't like that kind of thing. I wish that each individual boss fight could stand on its own merits. But I'm not going to complain too much because it is mechanically sound. And this is actually difficult in this beginning section. And it's like genuine, real difficulty, not BS difficulty. So I can't be too mad. We are gonna see some of that that BS difficulty in this next phase, though. But let's just focus on this one for now. Really, you should be able to get through this phase pretty quickly. You just bounce the balls back and forth, and then he's going to fall down, and it's time for our avatar to shine. This phase is a little weird. Stay to the far left or far right of this arena. I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. But grab some rings and then just run away and get to the side, because he'll slam down his fist, which isn't a problem right now. That gives you the ability to attack him. But later on in the fight, he has a tendency to take away some of the platform you're standing on. And he does it in a very, very quick, repetitious manner towards the end of the fight. So you need to be careful about that. And if you stay to the far left or right side, it'll make it so that he just takes away kind of a part of the arena. And it's not gonna, like, if you were standing in the middle, he would very, very easily be able to chase you to one side and make it so that you have pretty much no ground to stand on, which can be very, very bad. So, again, just stay towards, yeah, he'll do that. So just stay towards the left or right. He'll do this little laser thing, which takes away even more ground. He'll do it 3 times, and just be careful. Just make it so he takes away not that much, and then you'll have plenty of arena left over. First time I tried playing this fight, he actually did kill me pretty easily here, because not only was I not expecting the punch into the ground that would just take away a crap ton of arena that I was standing on, but he also did the laser things, and I just got trapped on a really small edge. Like, it was bad.
Defeat him!
Go for it, Sonic!
This was the moment where it all fell apart. This was the moment where every single ounce of fun I had had up till this point was canceled out. This was the moment where I just felt so indifferent and just tired. For those of you who don't know, this boss fight is note for note, visually, the same boss fight as the Sonic Colors final boss. This is ripped directly from Sonic Colors, and that's so sad because I feel that the build-up was there. The music here, it's there. Everything is here for a fun and interesting final boss fight. I actually don't think all of the attacks here are uninteresting. I think that this phase can be quite challenging. And yet, there's nothing that makes up for the fact that this is a reskinned Sonic Colors final boss fight. Really. This was so shocking to me, because before they had at least been, you know, very blatant about the things that they had ripped from other games. There was the Egg Dragoon, there was, you know, the Ball and Chain boss fights, and all of those were clearly in reference. And this, the Death Egg robot, the quote-unquote Death Egg robot, is so ununique, and yet they try to play it off as this new thing. It's the final boss. And it's one of the least unique things about the game. And this is just a fitting end for this game. To the very end, it lacked real direction. It lacked real uniqueness. It was just taking from other games and trying desperately to make it, you know, somehow its own identity. And I really wish that there was something about this final boss fight that made it even remotely redeeming, other than music, which can only do so much. This was when my fun just, it stopped. And, you know, this was, I played the entire game in one night up till this point. And after completing this boss fight, after getting here, I just laughed, and I was like, this has to be a joke. This can't be serious. And this is it. That's it. That's it for the main game. It ended in a wholly ununique, unsatisfying, boring way, with a stolen robot that was just recolored. And it's genuinely really frustrating because there was some semblance of uniqueness in this game, and then this is the end. This was the final nail in the coffin.
All right, we won! I knew we'd do it!
Piece of cake.
Yeah!
We did it!
You okay? Woohoo, we did it! All right!
I guess this is goodbye. Get home safely, Sonic. And thanks for everything.
Yeah! Cheer up, Tails. I'm sure we'll run into him again. All right, guys. It's time we cleaned up the mess that Eggman left this world in. And I'm not talking about those illusions he dreamed up for us. We need to fix the real world we all live in.
Right. True that.
Come on, let's go!
Yeah!
And that was Sonic Forces. To the end, it was such a mess of emotion for me, because I want to go back to what I said in episode 1 of this playthrough. I feel nothing when I think about this game. I frequently forget it exists, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, I think of, you know, what's the most recent modern Sonic game? What's the most recent mainline release they've done? And my mind immediately jumps to Lost World. I skip over this all the time. And I want to do a very quick overview of my feelings about this game now that I've experienced it again, and now that I have, you know, these immediate feelings about how I think the game is. I think that my opinion hasn't changed. I know I sounded very negative throughout this entire playthrough, because there's a lot to hate. But there was also a lot of times where I was like, this level's fun, this level's fun, this level I think had a lot of potential. And there's enough positive here. The Avatar, you know, I'd say probably like half of the modern Sonic stages, none of classic Sonic stages. But there's enough positive here to kind of counteract all of the bad for me. And it's just this perfect storm of good and bad that comes out like with the totally nebulous experience. And my opinion on that has not changed at all. And there was so much potential. I think that's kind of the name of the game, just wasted potential. And I think that's why a lot of people actually hate this game. You know, a lot of people were expecting it to be this amazing thing, or the super unique, you know, interesting thing, you know, as one would expect from a game, you know, unique, new. And it just turned out to be this kind of like meh, nothing experience. And the wasted potential is what makes people hate it so much. And personally, I don't like to gauge my, you know, the quality of a game based upon what it could have been, because potential is limitless. So, you know, every game could be terrible, technically, if you gauge it based upon what it had the potential to be. So I kind of like to avoid doing that. But even I can't help but struggle with the fact that this game had so much going for it, and it just fell apart so quickly. And it's such a sad experience because of that. So, to the end, Sonic Forces was meh to the max. It was just This game exists for sure. And, you know, that's really it. that's all I can say about it. I don't have any strong feelings of positiveness or negativity. It exists. And with that being said, I'll let you listen to the credits theme. I'm out. I'll see you in the bonus video for this series. And I hope that someone out there can find something special about Sonic Forces that I can't. Until next time.
Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Push me on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna give a thing to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight. All alone we will never be. The two of us are holding the key. We see today a world we couldn't see. until the battle's won. No one's gonna get the thing to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight. It's a brand new day. We have turned the page. Never knew how much I needed somebody to help me this way. All alone, we will never be. The two of us are holding the key. We see today a world we couldn't see. Before I say goodbye to you, one more last fist bump.
Finally, an end to this endless battle. Everyone can go back home and relax. There's no need for the resistance.
Hold on. There's still a lot we need to do. We're just getting started.
Huh? What, you're leaving us? There are others who need your help. But okay, I'm not gonna stop you.
Man, the first time I saw you stumbling around, I had no idea you could pull this thing together and see it to the end. I've changed my mind about you.
I knew you'd come through, rookie. Well, I guess you're not a rookie anymore.
You did good out there. It's not like you just waited till the last minute to come in and act all cool, saving the day.
Our battle is done, and our resistance has come to a conclusion. But we'll be friends forever. A single person cannot restore the entire world. We have to work together and make a diligent effort. Yeah!
Hey, you're taking off too? I was thinking the same thing. You gonna keep moving forward? No matter what, yeah? You and I aren't so different. See you later, buddy.